Welcome to STARCARD Podcast. Here at STARCARD Podcast, we get a glimpse at the age of Aquarius ahead of us. My name is Breakaway Ray. I like talking about the breakaway civilizations because we're breaking away from the one we're in now. You're going to see more of that today. You've tuned into a live tarot throw. Today is November 17th, 2025. Today is also the third day in our countdown of the 12 days of the 12 laws of karma. More on that later. But what we want to do is start your day with 5 tarot cards. The tarot world wants to send you a message, whether you're tuning in now or catching this on a recording later. This message was meant for you. So, let's go to the tarot cam. All right, let's get some lights going here. Again, welcome to November 17th. Here are the decks that are available for you to choose from today. If you would like a reading for the second part of the show, please type in all capital letters, tarot please, and then you can also request one of these decks. The Mermaid Tarot deck is available. The Old Style Tarot by Alexander Ray. No relation. Sounds like a cool guy. The Old Style Tarot is available. I hope someone requests the Ethereal Bloom Tarot. I dig the images on this deck. Here is a fan favorite. We call it the Black Foil deck. I should be calling it the Gold Foil Tarot because it says Gold Foil Tarot on it. But there's another Gold Foil Tarot deck that I have that is off to the side. I guess if someone wants to request that one, I'll take one step away from my tarot table and go fetch it. No problem. Here at StarCard Podcast, we aim to please. As usual, I've got my favorite, the one that I learned from. It's the Classic Tarot. It has the words on the card. I've only been doing tarot since March, so this deck helped me learn a lot in a hurry. Let's put this up here. And then, as those of you know who've been following along, I'm trying to teach myself the Robin Wood Tarot. And so that's the deck that we're starting with today. And I'm going to be using the guidebook in case I need it. It's right here. What did I say? Did I say 5 cards to start your day? Let's get you 5 cards. I know the tarot world can't wait to talk to you, so let's fire it up. Good morning to everyone out here on the West Coast, and hello and greetings to everyone around the planet. This is a multi-continental meeting, StarCard Podcast. Thanks for joining me. Let's throw everyone 5 cards. This dynamic is going to apply to you. You've tuned in at the right time, whenever you've tuned in. These 5 cards are for you. I mean, when you think about the planet, we've got 8 billion people on it. I don't quite have 1 billion of the subscribers. So there's a very good chance if you tuned into this podcast, even if it's months or years from now, you were meant to see this message. Here we go. A message for all the viewers of today's StarCard Podcast. There we go. All right, let's have some fun. This is for entertainment purposes only. Clearly, I'm entertaining myself. First up, it's the Page of Wands. Many of us are starting our work week. Gee, come to think of it, it reminds me of yesterday's podcast where we had your tarological forecast for the week. But anyway, you could go back and check for yesterday's podcast if you want to. The Page of Wands is telling us we're looking out with limitless potential over a new time in front of us, a new adventure in front of us. Look at how shiny that light is. This reminds me of the episode, the very first Indiana Jones movie, when he took the staff down into the map room, and remember how that laser went right through the crystal and showed him right on the map where he needed to start digging? Anyway, brand new knowledge, initiating a new adventure for us. Wow. How dramatic. It's the Five of Pentacles. It talks about feeling like you're alone, feeling a little forlorn and left out. It could also be as simple a dynamic as, you know what? Everyone else is talking about that new show, and I haven't been caught up yet. But that's like, this guy's looking out over that. This guy can see over that. You can even tell just by their posture. You know, this one is a little, maybe not taller, but definitely looking over this guy. It almost now makes me think of a basketball situation here. You got somebody who can look over the defender. Anyway, let's move on. Yeah, here's another guy with some light. It's the Hermit. This is someone with expertise and experience, someone who can look inward and identify and get along with intuition. Again, just by the posture, these two stand straight up. This guy's hunched over a little bit. Stand proud, everybody. You got the spirit world on your side. Even if you're dragging through traffic or a crowded train station. Next up, it's the King of Cups. Be the empathic leader. We're going to take a look at the book for King of Cups. I need a little help from my glass. One moment. King of Cups. A kind, considerate man, a father figure, a person interested in the arts, balanced, a deep man with a quiet demeanor, quiet power. It reminds me of the expression from President Abraham Lincoln, who said, if you have a friend who does right, I'm not quoting it exactly, but if you have a friend who does right, remain that person's friend. And then when he does not do right, you know, he's not your friend anymore. Move on. And I said, move on. And then here comes the Knight of Wands, moving on in an energetic way for a new adventure. Be the light and change that you want to see. Show kindness to others to set an example, even if it's not always groovy. Again, set the example and then move on. Because, you know, if you think about it from years gone past, there were other times when maybe there was a conflict or an uncomfortable situation, and now you hardly think about it anymore because you've healed from it and you moved on. So that's good practice. As you go on through the work week, you probably already know what's coming. You could probably already see it coming. You've been there before. And also, you know what? If you have to, we can move on from that and get ready for the next adventure. Hey, I want to thank the Tarot World for those wonderful cards. I want to thank you for tuning in to STARCARD Podcast. And I'm going to move on now to the 10th law of karma, now that we are in the third day of the 12 days of the 12 laws of karma. So let's get out my sentence strips. Here we go. The 10th law of karma is the law of change. History repeats itself until we finally learn. So now, ordinarily, I might suggest that somebody would take out that notebook that we talked about this week and then do what we did yesterday. Let's check and see what we did yesterday. Whoops, excuse me. Basically, what we did yesterday was we put a date on paper, and then we jotted a few notes about how that particular law of karma applied to us and where we want to go with it. So ordinarily, sure, I might say, get out your notebook and try again with the law of change, the 10th law of karma, and do the same thing. And I'm going to say, you know, that if you check it again in a month or 2 months or 6 months, you might indeed have learned something. You might have some experiences that help you understand this law of karma better. Maybe it balances the energies in your life better and you're feeling more groovy about things. Now, I could say that. I could demonstrate that again in Madeline Hunter's 7-step lesson plan. That would be called modeling, but that's not what I'm going to do because I've done it in a different venue. I've done it already. Here, let me come upstairs. Here we go. So learning one's lessons. Yes, we all have experiences. And maybe the older we get, the more experiences we learn from and we become wiser. And that's great. Well, how about the real lesson learning? How about through metempsychosis? Yeah, remember that one? Metempsychosis, the idea that the spirit leaves the body and then comes back to planet Earth and has another life. That's another way to learn lessons. If you're new to this or just getting acquainted, the reincarnation process involves coming back and learning a lesson in case you didn't get it last time. Well, I've already done some learning through metempsychosis, and I want to give you an example of it. In the description, you'll see the 2 books that I've published, and one of them is called The Convoluted Autobiography. And in the Convoluted Autobiography, I tell a story about Beaver Island, Michigan in the 1840s, 1850s. And there was a man there named James Jesse Strang, and he was a polygamist. And for some reason, I was drawn to learn about that person. And I wrote a chapter about James Jesse Strang through the perspective of 2 of his wives. And I meant to say wives with a V, okay? So through 2 of his wives. And then I found out later on through my friend Psychic Liz Cross that I did have a tie to him. And I was, in fact, one of his wives. And I thought that that was unusual and quite a nice coincidence because I had already published a book where the perspective of his wives played a role. So then I got a chance to meet with Psychic Liz Cross again, and you can actually find this video in the Psychic Liz Cross Appears playlist at StarCard Podcast. But what I'm going to try to do right now is I'm going to try to share the video, just a quick clip. And so just give me a moment, everybody. Let's stand by. Let's see if I can figure this out. I'm supposed to be able to do it just by clicking on share. Oh, I think I found it. Hang on a second. Yeah, basically I'm showing you my report. My presentation is ready. I didn't just write something on a piece of paper. I have a multimedia presentation. Nope, I don't think I've got that right. Oh, now I think I do. Hey, that's right. Okay, so what I'm going to share with you right now is a question I had for Sarah Adelia, who was one of the wives of this fella, James Jesse Strang. And my question is going to be, did I experience something about marriage through polygamy during her lifetime that affected the way things went in this lifetime? I mean, talk about learning your lessons, right? So let's see if I got this right. Yeah. Well, so I have a question. I mean, I got a lot of questions, but one question I have is, I'm not, I don't have a long history of committed monogamous relationships or companionship. And the short answer is, I thought I was doing some exploration, And the answer came back that I might have been a polygamist in a previous life, and maybe that's why I'm staying away from it in this lifetime. So I'm wondering if Sarah Adelia's experience with polygamy influenced how I wrote my plan for this lifetime. Like, I had enough of polygamy. Let's just stay away from the whole institution.
Did that lifetime influence this? Oh, yeah. But you've always had problems with relationships. Always, always, always.
Yeah.
Okay? They've always been cheaters. They've always been liars. They've always been, just non-monogamy. And I think in this lifetime, you're done. I think you're done with it. Time wasting.
Yeah.
Not willing to sacrifice the peace and, happiness for the sake of being tortured, being emotionally tortured. I just don't see you doing that.
Yeah, right on, Psychic Liz Cross. Thanks for putting in the words, my basic vibration. I got to agree with you on that. I'm going to have to let now, but I want to say how excited I am that we got a chance to talk. And I want to wish her well. I'm sending her positive vibrations. I want to thank her for her, her praise of me. Anyway, she should call on me anytime if she needs some help, if there's something I can do for her.
She's going to visit you in your dreams and talk to you.
Sweet. All right. Good.
Yeah.
All right. Now let's see if I can unshare. Okay, I think I stopped sharing. So there you have it. My spirit, my soul, my higher self apparently had learned a lesson, and certainly by that time in her lifetime, that helped orchestrate things for how things went in my lifetime. So that kind of goes along with, if you don't learn, history is going to keep repeating itself. Maybe I learned something. Yay. I think I'm so smart. That's learning the hard way through metempsychosis. That's real Breakaway Ray. Okay, and so now to close up my conversation, I'm going to invite the tarot world to comment on the 10th law of karma, the law of change. History repeats itself until we finally learn. Let's invite the tarot world to comment. And then on to audience tarot readings. Let's go back downstairs. I'm so excited that I shared that screen. I've been hoping I could pull that off. I see Arizona Raven's in the chat. Hello, Arizona Raven. Thanks for joining me. We're both up early. Here we go. All right, Tarot World. That was awesome. I must be the most excited person this early on a Monday morning. And we would like to invite you, Tarot World, now to tell us about the 10th law of karma. I guess you want me to take a look at those two cards. Maybe 3 more would do. The 10th law of karma. History repeats itself until we finally learn. All right. What was it that I needed to see here? Wow. This is definitely the theme. I realize that the cards weren't so shuffled, and we do see it was numbers 6 and 7 showing up in order, right? They're the 2 from the major arcana. All right, but now let's examine the real meanings here, because in my world, the number 6 here, the Lover's card, talks about the spirit world being right here with you. Okay, it's a major part of your existence and your perception. And then at the same time, you got the Chariot card here, number 7, which happens to be a particularly important number to me. But anyway, we're talking about learning a lesson and being able to move on. Learning a lesson through multiple lifetimes, like multiple persons there, orchestrated by an angel, okay? Learning a lesson through metempsychosis, through the process of metempsychosis, and then keeping it going and moving on after you've learned. Well, here we go. Maybe a beginning, middle, end. Let's see. Well, if you have learned your lesson and you have moved on, the Three of Cups says you could celebrate right on. And look, you're celebrating with your soul family. Yay. And you're managing more than one thing at a time. You have multiple priorities. That's the Two of Pentacles. Wow. And then the Four of Cups shows up and talks about reevaluation. And I feel like looking at the Robin Wood Tarot deck book to find out about what they have to say on the Four of Cups. Let's get this book out a second here. By the way, this is totally cool how the Lovers and the Chariot card came out like that. I'm pretty excited about that. All right, let me look up Four of Cups here. The Four of Cups, introspection, discontent with materialism, a time of introspection and contemplation, start of self-awareness, world weariness, a search for understanding. Here's what I'm thinking. Again, learning a lesson through metempsychosis. Congratulations. Now you're in the afterlife. You're building up for your next life on earth. So you're juggling what you've already learned with what you plan to do in the next life. And you're reevaluating things. It's almost like your life review. I suppose that all works. Anyway, I want to thank the Tarot World for playing along with me. And thank you for tuning in, everybody. Give me a moment to shuffle these cards. And then maybe Arizona Raven would like a reading. Oh, I see that she hit the top fans button. So yeah, I'm going to throw some cards for Arizona Raven. Why not just get started? All right, Arizona Raven. Unless you want a special deck, I'm going to go ahead and use these. Here we go. All right, Tarot World. Very intimate podcast right now. That's awesome. I'm so glad that Arizona Raven could tune in. These cards are for Arizona Raven. A fun, helpful, inspirational message for Arizona Raven. Yeah, Arizona Raven, I sent an email to Rob. He helped me with something, and we talked about me going out on a Typical Skeptic podcast this coming Thanksgiving. If it's a holiday, I'm going to check with Rob and see if I can get a slot. These cards are for you. Oh, we got some more friends. Here we go. These are for you, Arizona Raven. First up, yay. Let's keep the party going, Arizona Raven. It's the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups says celebration, friendship, collaboration, creativity, community, and happiness. Wow. Anyway, the party was going on, and maybe this is the after party. It's the Three of Swords. We got to get up early. Maybe we had a great weekend, and we're getting a rough start on a Monday morning. Anyway, next card, the Six of Swords says that the spirit world is going to help you, get your job done. So have faith, hang in there. You're going to be okay. Right. And the Three of Wands talks about having foresight. So you're going to get through the day and you're going to be able to look ahead for the rest of the week. It's a dynamic and energy like that. All right. And then there appear to be, say, the Seven of Cups, many opportunities on the horizon for you. Let's read what it says about the Seven of Cups. Opportunities, wishful thinking, choices, illusion, searching for purpose, daydreaming. All right. Yeah, daydreaming is a big pitfall for me. I'm always stepping in that hole. I guess it's another message to be practical and use discernment. I mean, lots of us know we could do things better and smarter, but we have to work with other people and they don't always see it that way. So sometimes you got to walk away, says the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups, disappointment, abandonment, withdrawal, escapism, walking away, leaving behind. Well, we're going to leave behind illusion. We're going to stand tall and we're going to turn our back if we have to. And then, yay, look at that nice finale. It's the 10 of Cups. It's the dream come true card. There you go. You're walking right to paradise here. The 10 of Cups, divine love, harmony, blissful relationships, alignment, inner happiness, fulfillment, dreams come true, family contentment, total love and support. Hey, Tarot World. Thanks a lot for that nice message to our friend Arizona Raven. That's cool. All right. Have a good one, Arizona Raven. Thank you, Arizona Raven. That's a great feedback. As you know how much I appreciate that. Thank you. All right. I see Heavenly Cups is in the house. Hi, Heavenly Cups. I think you want the Robin Wood deck. Here we go. And let me get the... I still have your turkey from yesterday. All right. Here we go. How about a fun, helpful reading for Heavenly Cups? How nice of you to tune in. How nice of you to tune in, all of you, any of you, whenever you're watching. I realize I get a lot of views after we stop going live, as I should expect, right? That's logical. And there's a great group of you that have been following along. I really appreciate your company, even, though you're just watching. It's nice to know you're following along. Anyway, these cards are going to be for Heavenly Cups. A fun, helpful, inspirational message for Heavenly Cups, please. All right. Doing it the hard way, Breakaway Ray. No cheat sheet this time. Gotta know your cards. And we'll give you one more. Is that the one? Okay, great. Thanks a lot for tuning in, Heavenly Cups and Arizona Raven. And here we go. It's the Hierophant. Right, the learned man who passes on learning. All right. Ooh, it's the Fool. You're starting a new adventure. Maybe we're learning something new. It's already November. It's not like you're starting a new school year, but we're adults. Maybe you're engaged in some kind of a new learning, night school, getting a new credential. Oh, I'm so happy to say, here is the Star card. The Star card talks about inspiration and hope and faith. Maybe you're learning to be optimistic and have faith right now. That's great. You might as well. That's a cool vibration to hang out with. Nobody wants to hang out at the water cooler with someone who's a bummer, right? Cool. How about those two of Pentacles? You're juggling multiple priorities. Wow. And when you're juggling multiple priorities and you're trying to keep everything balanced, the Nine of Swords says, you know what? It's nerve-wracking. And the Moon card suggests, follow your intuition, pray to your subconscious, ask your spirit guides for help. You're allowed to ask for help. And then, guess what? When you ask for help, the Eight of Wands says it comes right away. Right on, Heavenly Cups. That was a fun read. Thank you very much for inviting me to read. I appreciate it. Yeah, hi, Heavenly Cups. Cool. Thank you, Arizona Raven. I appreciate that. Let me give these a toss. Ooh. It's an awkward time on planet Earth for everybody. First thing on a Monday morning. No one's really tuning in live. This might end up being a short show today. Oh, very good, Heavenly Cups. I appreciate the comment. Thank you. So I'm going to close up shop early. I still have many more days of the 12 days of karma. I have many more days of the 12 laws of the 12. I have many more days of the 12 days of the 12 laws of karma coming up. So I may want to come out tomorrow. Anyway, we'll see what happens. I hope you all have a good day. And I think I'm out of here. Oh, here's my final message. There are a lot of people who are subscribers, even since August, people who had faith in me early on. And I want to turn you all on and direct your attention to the Tarotpedia playlist at StarCard Podcast. That's my gift to all the people who had faith in me and have been subscribers a long time and tune in all the time. You know what? That's for you guys. I hope you have fun exploring it and learning the way I did. And if this was like the classroom, I would like roll up my sleeve and like show you my muscle, show you how cool I am that I did that. So have a good time, everybody. Have a great day. And I'm going to sign off now. Like, share, and subscribe. Thanks a lot.